Hello and welcome back to Anno 2205, our glorious city that is becoming a mega city. It's not quite there yet, but it is on a good way, as we are seeing another auction here for Ubisoft. Those guys are really in high demand most of the time, and as we can see, it's really expensive at the moment. We might actually try this one. We could influence it with another 15% of the final cut then to get another share here, but we already have 2 Ubisoft shares, so I really don't want to invest more into that. And 4 million, yeah, that seems quite a lot, right? So for the shares, and yeah, well, this guy here now has a share of himself. No, actually it's Ibarra that has the share, but that's still fine, right? And we have 2 shares for that company. Still fine. We do get a nice amount of money. As we can see, it's growing right now. That's because the company share is, well, getting more valuable again, and it's at 90,000 for us. We continue with upgrading a few more houses, something that we can always do right here in the town center. And yes, we also have, well, a bit of space now. Oh, this is a pretty nice statue there, but a bit of money to invest into a few ornaments, so something that makes the town a bit more beautiful. For example, we could have these bike stations here in the center of our city. I have no idea why my people would want a bike station. You know, it seems like everyone is pretty busy anyway. We might just have 2 here, right? And oh, it's actually for entertainment. All right, so close to that information center, we do have something like that. Why not? And then perhaps also some kind of parks in the background, a bigger park there, and perhaps also a smaller plaza, some sort. That might be a good thing here in the city background. I love how the parks are merging and how this becomes then a real dynamic place for all sort of things. Now we have quite a lot of things to do actually. First of all, the super alloys. Yes, the super alloys, it's low. It's constantly low. The reason for that is, of course, we're needing it for almost everything now, and especially the investors for upgrading, also the factories, everything on the moon. It just basically takes a lot of alloys that we need. Now, we need to pump up that production. So let's just see. We only have a surplus of 3. I think we are actually transferring 12 to Wildwater Bay. I would like to double that. Now, for doubling that, we need to claim a new island. In fact, there actually would really be a space for another mine, right? But there's no spot for us, so I can't really use it. What we need for the super alloys is the molybdenum and the aluminium. Now, aluminium, we already have 1. We can also check it. It's at 5. That seems pretty good, but it's not enough. And the molybdenum. Oh, another Ubisoft. It's not my share right now, is it? That's being for sale. Nope, it's this one down here, another, yeah, bid for that. They seem really in high demand. Oh yeah, and they're also booming right now. So of course booming shares are more valuable and in higher demand. So if I'm smart, I might just go for the shares that actually go downwards. They're cheaper. They would also probably in the short term, like this one here, cost me something. But they might explode again at some point. Like the Ubisoft, which is really bringing us something there. Now let's claim this island down here. I do need it. And it actually cost me 1 million. Now I just think about the time when I purchased Viridian Coves for 2 million, and now a single island in the Arctic costs me that much. Pooh, how the prices change. And what I can do right here is 2 mines. So the first one is the aluminium. Let's just boost this one up there right away. Workforce is the major problem that we have in the Arctic, so I'm just going to add some drones to that. So this one basically doesn't cost me any workforce anymore. Also some more solar arrays, one here by the docks and another one here. And yes, I know some of you have been complaining that this seems a bit cheating, that this building here is not in a vanilla game. And we basically would have to build lots of these, right? Lots of the gas power stations in order to sustain energy. The thing is though, there weren't that many products in the vanilla game as well. You just need way more products, production chains, consumption is pretty high for all of those things. Some rates have been lowered for the production. So in general, you just need more energy. And I think that's a good compromise there. But as I said, I would have felt better if, for example, we would have some more base wind parks that would be powerful and stuff like that. The solar panel array has modules, none of them I really like though, right? So credit maintenance, we don't care about that really, and the workforce maintenance, they basically don't cost me any workforce, so it's fine. There we have non-molybdenum, there we have the aluminium, both of them are fine, and the only thing we now need is the plasma smelter. I think I already have one. I do have a plasma smelter over there, and we might be able to squeeze in another module, and I will definitely don't need another factory of its own though here. And let's just check this one, that we do have some good ratios there, perfect. And also for those guys I will definitely want some drones, so I'm going to lower the amount of workforce. The same goes with this one, right? So we do save a bit, and I still have molybdenum left over, and we could use this one, well, for what? For another neural implants. We still need a lot of them. You can basically never have too much. There is a tiny spot. Let's use this one. That's the only possible way. That's 44. That should be fine. Let's also get rid of the workforce problem for this one here. Also cost me then only one worker, so drones are really doing the job. Perfect. Let's just the trade routes for what we need. So the neural implants, as we can see, we can now put to Wildwater Bay again. I can see that we do have a bit of a problem with the vitamin, and there we have it then, the super alloys. Perfect. 36. So that's all that we need in Wildwater Bay. Now in Wildwater Bay we actually have enough fruits, since we're getting that from Viridian Coves. Let's go ahead and up my production of vitamin drinks, and yes, the solar area. In fact, we still have an island over there where I can have a few more of them. And by the way, yes, I could also get more fusion power, which I probably will do in a sec. But while we still have the place, this one is, or the space, this one is still cheaper, right? While providing a decent amount of energy. Now, there we have our vitamin condensers, and let's go ahead, upgrade all of them to as much consumption as we can afford. That's enough. And this one. So after all this time, we're still also focusing on all production chains, right? Now, vitamin is plus this one here I need to maintain. And yes, I know some of you have also been suggesting that I could just, instead of getting so much rice in one go, I could also just reduce the amount of rice that we have here. For this one, it's probably not the best idea. But for something, for example, like this one here, it might make more sense to split it and thus save a bit of money. The truth is though, we're not saving that much money, and we're constantly capped on the credits, right? So it's of course something if you want to go for 100% efficiency. For one, I've never been the type for 100% efficiency. I like things to work, but I also like things to go quickly enough, and I want to enjoy it while doing that. Now, one thing that we still have is the vitamin. Oh, we have lots of vitamin. Let's get some of that over there.
Renewing parameters.
And another thing is, actually we still have that mission here as well, right? That I haven't done for quite some time now. I think it's also time to have a look at that. So, you know where to look, right? Underwater warehouses are for the ages, they said. Or maybe you all are underwater yourselves. So we have this project here of, I think, repairing this ruin there from Trenchcoat, right? Remember him? He was in Anno 2070, coming into the map from time to time occasionally and selling you interesting things. Attach the engineer's boat to your command ship, so that would be our first target. There we have that, and then tow the engineer's boat to submerged structures, so that we have some underwater structures, it seems. And yes, we have. And there's also the boat with the... Oh, yeah, well, it disappeared. Alright, we have another one. I guess we have another one. There it is, perfect. And there it's also arrived. Both of them are now here at the site. So how's the future? Still fighting them tsunamis at high tide, not expecting an answer? Just let an old man wax philosophical, but you better build something that lasts. Maintain a production surplus of cobalt in Wildwater Bay of 10. Cobalt, where do we get cobalt from? It's this one here. So I do need to waste one of my spots for it, I guess. Problem is we don't have those spots anymore. Not even here. There we have the silicon, which by the way I will just increase because I know we are going to need silicon pretty soon. We still have some mining sites over there, so that's a good thing. I think there we have cobalt somewhere. We should have it. In fact, there we have the cobalt, but we are not having a surplus, so I'm just going to build an additional cobalt mine over there with some modules attached to it, and then we should have a plus 15, perfect, and the time is ticking. And done. The clock is ticking, of course. Now load your vehicles with 50 super alloys from your spaceport. So as you can see, this is basically the structure of those missions. You basically just pick something up, deliver it somewhere, you keep a constant supply of something for a period of time, and so on. And I've done this all 2 times now, and probably not going to do it a 3rd time. There we have the next step for it. I haven't done this one yet though, I think. At least I can't remember it. And this was actually the first step now, so that I think there are 3 stages. This was the first stage, and each stage consists of several steps. The next one here, attract worker population, we have that already, so the clock is already ticking for that. The cobalt is over. Let's get rid of the cobalt mine here, because instead we have something else to do. And that is the next production chains. 2 things, the replicators and the androids are needed now for my investors, because we still of course want to get more investors into our town. And by the way, we also have some upgrades to do. And I love upgrading my houses, so we're just going ahead here. The tier 2 to tier 3. That can never really hurt, right? Just getting those beautiful houses to the sky. Those houses there, and I can already hear him complaining once again that we are upgrading too much. But when did I ever care about that? More big houses, level 65. There we still have some tier 2 houses, and that's the end of it for now. Once again, the city has been increased in size significantly, and yeah, 66 is possible. Right, while we wait on all those things, the next step has finished, and level 66 is inbound as well. Load 75 constructor bots to my ship. We're doing that right away. And since we have the amount of money, I might do 2 things. No, actually we're not expanding for now. We might purchase a share. We have enough influence. Let's just see who would be stagnant. Cassian Industries is stagnant. I think they're going to boom at some point. Let's... Ooh, that's 30 influence. This auction would cost me. Let's do it. So there we have it. And the... Yeah. It's actually in high demand, as we can see. So a lot of people see the potential in that. 2.2 million, 2.4, 2.6 million. It's ours. 2.6 million. There we got a share at least of something. Walbrook Basin is under siege. Oh, that's very lucky for us, because we haven't built anything there yet. Meanwhile, we have the constructor bots on our ship, and we need to transport this to... Oh, actually, to Trenchcoat's boat directly.
Perfect.
Yeah, we have in this, we can see there's actually some robots now working on it. And saltwater can do something fierce to a nuclear generator, and it never was all that stable, but she's fine, isn't she? A year or 3 wouldn't harm her. Maintain energy of 2000 on Wildwater Bay. You know what? Let's get back to the moon and increase our fusion power. Also, one of our auctions, one of our own shares is for sale. Let's stop the auction there right away. And this is why we should always keep at least 15 influence open. But I know now for quite some time that our shares will not be up for sale, right? Now, the fusion, of course, we are getting here. So helium-3 extraction and deuterium, we have enough. So it's all about the helium-3 that is lacking right now for our next spot. And we can still, let's have 2 more modules there. This costs me quite a lot of money. It's insane. But we're going with the workforce. Righto. And then we can also increase, once again, the fusion preparation plant, which is another very, very expensive building. Very good. This is actually all we need. This actually cost me 10,000. There is no maintenance that I could reduce, so only the workforce is what remains. And let's just have this one here at this outer edge, so that we don't waste so much workforce on it. This actually should give me now, yep, some 24 fusion cell generations, so we can expand once again our lovely fusion reactor. I think we can actually have quite a few modules there active for this. That's the end of it for now. 10,000 energy. At some point we have to stop, right? And at some point we'll just have to build another one right next to it. 10,000 is fine though. Let's just use this amount and get it to Wildwater Bay. So we have now 9,000 surplus. Now at the same time there is a hacker attack on the moon. As we can see here as well, our systems are down. What is happening? Well, 20% of our credit balance is siphoned outside from someone. Looks like a pretty sophisticated data breach. It'll be far easier to find the culprit first if you knock out the jammers. I can tell you who's to blame. Attach the sensor drone to my expedition rover. So there we also will need our rover now that I haven't been using for quite some time. And there we have the drone for it. That I need to attach it. There's the little guy. And then follow its signals.
Successful. Roger.
Like so. And we can see in which direction we need to go.
Firm.
And of course it's not that easy. There's also some sensors here that are in the way.
On our way.
Right
We're
here
busted.
in the center.
Object successfully detected.
And there is one of them.
Loading concluded. Roger.
Let's get out of there. To the other side. Once again, there we have it. And let's collect it. Next up, collect the monitored Cassian Industries barrels with your vehicle that we have over there.
Copy that.
And some more sensors that are totally
Container
not
loaded.
difficult to bypass.
Affirmative.
We've been
That was what
detected.
I call
So what also happened is that we do have the next step finished. Load another 50 microchips. We should have that, do we? Yes, we have the 50 microchips. And probably also set it back there to that ship.
Great. And you can take care of this here too. If you don't.
Next up, once again, is the sensor drones. And we've already had that. And after some time we have all the 3 objects. So I'm alright, I'm convinced the location is south of here. Got it? My ship's a vessel for the ages. Whatever hiccups you fixed, they're not gonna bring her down. You there yet? There we have it.
Perfect.
Let's
Except
turn
for the
those
fact that the
modules in.
situation is
And
now
the sea has been
changed.
rumbling again, but they say not to worry. Who's they, by the way? I bet they're causing this. Holding up at the bottom of the Ebashi trench like sardines in a tin, messing with their heads. Maintain, 200 logistics supply. We only have 106 at the moment. So we do need to increase our logistics supply centers. So yeah, another one here. Also one out here at the area. This should definitely raise it already. 162. 2 more in this area. And that's it. Perfect. Ibarra Fox. Ooh, this is deep red right now. She is still declining, so she's still losing value. I might still go for it, to be honest. We might have some espionage then at this one. The Ibarra Fox, we already have an insider there. So patent transfer is 45%. Giving her another one like this gives me 55% chance that this is successful. 1.6 million. Let's enter the race, and we got it. Another share. I'm starting to love this as we get more and more shares now building up, and of course this also reduces the risk we have by only having one company's shares, and thus bringing us close to ruin if one of them goes down as well. And this makes it just much safer for us. Let's continue. I think we can upgrade a few houses. That wasn't very much though, but still fine. And let's just check once again. Energy is now fine. I think it's time to invest into, or to, well, go for my next production. That would be the androids then, and the replicators
Not
that we have
bad.
over there.
However, there's still one little problem with the whole
Project
deal.
Rising Tide, that's it. That's my Treasure, not much use to me anymore. I can't reach it. The hatch is caved in. That'll happen to those tech weirdos too, sooner or later. Alright, I guess we have to do this one.
If you don't hustle a bit,
There we're towing the second boat.
I kept my side
And
of
we
the
have finished
bargain,
the next
but don't
step.
go shouting it from the rooftops. Hope you ain't afraid to get your hands dirty.
As we're now starting to excavate the second machine. And we're coming to the next stage that has 8 steps. And yeah, once again, we have the engineer boat things. That's I'm going to do later. So I think these missions are best when you do them from time to time. The next one would be the replicators that we want. We need microchips and the multi-spec prisms for that. Multi-spec prisms do need diamonds and rare earth elements. Diamonds. Sounds interesting. Diamonds we can still get here, right? We still have some mining sites left open, like this one there, to get some diamonds out. Boy, are they expensive. And I'm pretty sure we're going to need a few of them. 8,000 for one of them. Phew, yep, but we have to do it like that. Next up would be the rare earth elements. I think we have a pretty stable surplus of this product. 44, that is fine. Let's get this to Wildwater Bay. 44 we have. Now we just need the factory for that, which is the nano cutting unit. Nano cutting unit sounds amazing to me. But what we have with that problem, that's the space. Now we do have the soybean production. Soybean is rather cheap when it comes to building materials. Workforce wise, it's a bit more expensive. We might also have this nano cutting stuff here. Or we get rid of the wine that we also have in the area. By the way, there's still some rice. Yes. Let's get rid of the rice. No one needs the rice, right? Actually, we don't need the rice, so that is another thing that I need to reinforce. Then in Viridian Coves, where we already have it. Here now, I can start with my multi-spec prison and nano cutting unit. This one here. Those are some really cutting-edge factories. That's the one. We produce 6 with that. Let's just check it. 25 diamonds, so 5 are consumed upon each module. And rare earth elements, they're barely consumed, right? So diamonds is the most important thing in this one. And yeah, can basically have this whole row here. Costs me a whopping 8,700 once again. Workforce is not important. Energy 1,400. It's actually worth it here to use the energy modules if we want to. Or we're waiting for that special heavy industry aerogel tube that we get from the Tundra. Now, might also be an idea. Nano cutting unit we have. Let's continue. We now need the replicators for microchips and multi-spec prisms. 8 microchips we still have. Do we still have our trade route for that? Nope, we don't. I distinctly remember that I've deleted it. And with that, we can now actually go for the replicators right away. Those guys here. That's actually the product already. We have a bit of space here, so I could use this one for some more high-tech facilities. We don't need any farms anymore, right? So high-tech facility, replicators. Boy, we need a lot of them though. Microchips are not really consumed that much. Nope, that's fine. And I can have a second one over there. Now we are out of microchips. We're still looking good with the multi-spec prisms. Microchips only need the silicon ingots. There we have it, silicon. So I do need another silicon mine. We should have that space. There it is. Silicon, silicon. There you go. And then some more microchip factories. And those guys we have over there. Let's just see that we can squeeze them in. Probably 2 more here. And then that's the end of the space already anyway, right? And we are out of silicon. How expensive is this one? 7,000 on the balance. But worth every penny. Electronics facility. Looks really cool what's happening in there. with those replicators. We still need 11 more, so I guess it's time for once more another factory once more. Actually, then this one here we need now, the multi-spec prisons, but that's my job. Let's enable a trade route from Akiaflows to Vanilla Plains for 21 canned food. That does cost us a bit, but it will make those ecologists here much more happy, as this is one of their requirements. Now let's just check this one. We are now, as we can see, in the tundra, and we have still that mission here, right? So even though the marshes are the most biodiverse habitat here, we have no choice but to drain them. We can't work with the little space we have. There we have it, 150 ecologists, and now we need to build our first drainage site. That's those juicy thingies here. They do require some aluminium and some constructor bots. Neither I have. I think can we actually have the aluminium here? No, we can't. So I do need to import both of them for this first drainage site. Let's just have a look around. Robots shouldn't be the major problem. Nope. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just get this one here by plus 20, I think. So we're not using all of that, of course. And then also the aluminium. That will be a bit more tricky. That's coming from the Arctic. Plus 9 is actually fine. Let's get all of this to Akiaflows. And with that, we can now start with our first drainage site. We actually got a few of them. And they're nothing else than blockages, right? So we cannot continue expanding past those spaces since we have the drainage site there. There's actually a mountain building site. Do we have that here? Yes, we do. We have a fisher site there as well. We have a fisher site here. So both of them are quite equal. This one here, I think, though, brings me up more to the north, which I like. So let's build this construct first, and then this drainage pump here second, right? So we are not really limited by that. While that is happening, let's continue with my wind park. So we already have a wind park over here that is producing some juicy energy for us. Let's just add a few more of them. So 100 energy is fine. We don't have the solar arrays in the tundra, in this very beautiful place, and we need to expand. I want to have this Eden Initiative recovery campaign mission from the tundra. I want to advance there as much as possible, because it opens up some modules that we will need then later. So this is happening slowly, but it is happening. We can focus on the next thing, the find food and the smart drones. Now, smart drones, not something we have right now. Canned food we have a lot of though, and vitamin drinks we have a lot of too. So let's continue with the expansion of a few more blocks, so that this becomes the greatest tundra city ever built, I guess, in some strange way. There we have it. Perfect. We should not overreach ourselves here, because it's really expensive building stuff here, right? So everything is connected, and the canned food especially is so expensive. So I certainly don't want to go into more production there while I can avoid that. Ah, perfect. We have also unlocked something new, and there's actually also some natural blockages here. I cannot build over them, only around them, even though they might look nice as some ornaments in the city center. We've also unlocked now the drone hive, and with that the smart drones. That is another product they want, but fine food it is. And while we still drain the site, drain the swamp, we go back to Wildwater Bay, where we have the fine food production, which is dwindling. Why is it dwindling? I'm pretty sure that rice has something to do with it. Yes, actually we need to go to Viridian Coves. Now back in Viridian Coves, that beautiful place of mass production, we have, well, one goal and one goal only, not only to expand the city, but also to expand our mass production. This is not enough, right? It's very hard to believe, but this is not enough. We need more rice. I would say this whole row here, we might just need to add with more rice than all the way up here. So wherever we can place those modules, there is still the problem with logistics. So let's just have a second center here. And probably another one we could squeeze into this area. Looks good to me. Also, let's just check those guys. Organic food is actually something they lack. It doesn't matter too much. I will want to continue also the expansion here. They pay nice taxes, especially when we upgrade. We should always doing that. Always be doing that. This one. And this one. I hate it when there is no symmetry involved. we can still work it out, right? So we still have some more tools here available for building than actually in Anno 1800, especially when it comes to the sizes of those buildings. And that's something I like. All right, lots of traffic here on the roads and on that bridge. Now, another thing is the stock market that I'm just totally falling in love with. We have 3 insiders for Cassian Industries right now, and as we can see, oh, they're not going well. They're in free fall right now. Their prices are dropping. The share is minus 12,000. The cool thing is, though, is that our, well, sabotage is working out here much more than before. So the patent transfer, for example, has a chance of 65% if it is succeeding. And I think, yeah, for Ubisoft we have the same thing, though they're a bit more cautious, so only 40% we have on that one. For Cassian Industries, it's really cheap, though, so I should initiate an auction. Unfortunately, they're really expensive. We still have enough influence then to fight off an attack on our shares, so I could go for this one, and we are, right? So we initiate that, and hopefully it doesn't go very high. Oh, damn it, it is. In fact, so this is not going off cheap by all means. 2.2 million, hooray, we have got it, but it's dropping us for now. What we can do now in return, though, is we can now have the patent transfer that I just hope succeeds. We need to wait a bit more for some influence, though. We're getting a lot of influence in, by the way, now. We're level 67. So hopefully we can then make this one a booming industry, and this will definitely help us out. Let's continue. We have stuff to do, especially the expansion of our rice-a-ronies. I guess we will also need, once again, a bit more energy. So lucky us, we have the space over here. Another one is fine for more rice productions. We are really low on the balance right now. I think Ubisoft is also not doing so well. They're only at 10k, they were much higher already, and they're at minus 10k. So I'm hoping, well, Ubisoft for now, as we can see, is booming. This one is still in free fall, but it's going to change, of course, right? And then both of them should be doing well, and this can only help us in the long term. Plus money, we have enough anyway for all our projects. Of course, the space station will be a different kind of beast. There we have that, and yeah. Also here, that's 300 rice. I think we should be fine with that for now. Let's adjust our trade route for the rice. Everything we need. There we have it for Wild Water Bay. I'm terrible sorry, we actually still need to do something in Viridian Coves. And that is, not only do we need to continue expanding our settlement here to get more workers in, like this one. Oh, and we also have another catastrophe.
From inadequate supply of goods.
Not only do we need more houses, we also need the algae production. I want to fix something that I've done a long time ago, and that is importing the algae from the space station. That is something that is very expensive, and I've looked up the prices. It's absolutely not worth it doing that anymore. So we have one algae there. One is producing 54 algae when it's fully equipped, right? We have 2 now. And it's costing me 500, so with 2,000 on the maintenance balance, I can already get rid of the 13,000 trade route from the space station, and thus we can save up to, well, more than 10k, I think, in algae import prices, and that's definitely something I want to do on my never-ending story of maximum efficiency that sometimes I can actually reach. There we have 88 people working in one of them. It's fine. We are in Viridian Coves, the place where we will have lots and lots of workforce. Always. Let's also have a depot there. Viridian Coves, just in time. There is an attack coming. Let's have one more. We can afford that workforce-wise. Also, once again, with the full modules that we have. Alright, let's just fight them off real quick. Now, while we're fighting off another invasion, Viridian Coves, look at my balance and my population. It halved both of them. This just shows me the importance of Viridian Coves by now. The reason for that is that when we look at the global trade routes, is that 2 major trade routes, that is the rice and that is the fruits, is totally down. And when that is the case, we have no vitamin drinks, no organic food, no health food, nothing anymore in Wild Water Bay, leading to this more or less catastrophe that is happening right now. That is totally crippling us and would yeah, in fact destroy us if we don't act quickly enough. And that's what we're doing here right now. I'm destroying the remaining ships of him, Virgil Drake, and that's it. And now this is coming back online. Look at that. And my population was actually halved, right? So it's all going up again by, well, 100% in fact, which is just crazy to me. And this is the power of Viridian Coves right now. That, well, was interesting. Let's continue now with the algae. So the algae trade route from Viridian Coves to Wildwater Bay, that's 300 algae that we need to get over there in order to fix some stuff. The trade route to the space station is already cancelled, and that was around 13,000 credits from the space station that we can save actually now by doing that. At the same time, those things are coming together quite often. There is a climate warfare right now in Wildwater Bay. All mountainsides are shut down due to danger of landslides. That's, well, happening at the same time. It's almost over though, so we might still want to wait on the acid rain. I could also do a military mission, and you know what, let's do the military mission that we have here. I do need them anyway to upgrade my fleet, which is just something that we need to do from time to time. Perfect. And after that mission, we're now back to our usual income, and we can now focus again on the beautiful things of life, and that is productions. Having a look at the health food, let's just check this one real quick. We should have more fish than that. I have reinforced the fish. There we have it. 27 in addition. We still have a few coastal sites available as well. In Vanya Plains, we can... Now, I'm still going with the constructor bots, but from Viridian Coves, I can now turn it off. And since we lost a bit of money there as well, let's just check if we can sell something. First of all, we can purchase some 100 constructor bots, and then we can sell some flax here, some soybeans. But that's basically it. There's not that much right now that we could sell. Now let's go for my health food. Wasn't it here? There it is, health food. And we still have a bit of space in the area that we can use for those factories. Now I just hope that my fish will last. Rice, I don't need to worry about rice. It's all about really the fish. There we have one. That should be good for now. Surplus of... Where's my health food? 59. Very good. 59. Actually, we do need that for... Yeah, Archaea flows anyway. So this is how things go back again to the Arctic.
Transfer options.
And we're at 81 influence. I might actually use this moment to get a few more insiders into the factories or the companies that I want to invest the most in, right? So Cassian Industries would be one of them. And Uzoyev definitely is another one. So we got now 4 agents here, increasing my chance of success if those companies fare well. Actually, they're doing... Cassian is faring well right now. So they're going up again. Perfect. Another thing is the health food now for Vanya Plains, where we need to continue in order to upgrade those people there. So plus 10 should be fine. Let's have a look in here. They've got it now too. The fine food, the smart drone is the last one, and the community center. And I think we have also finished this one here. Now isn't that looking cool? It does require some workforce and energy now. Do we have that? Construct and drain the mushrooms. There we have it. It does cost me though a bit more energy than I have. We have though the solar arrays now. Perfect. So I can use them finally to get some solar energy out of it. And yep, save us a bit of time and nerves as well. Well, this is now draining. So this should take around 5 minutes. Perfect. What we can do is we can prepare the next production here, which is the smart drones. They need the, well, the cobalt and nano chips. That's something here, and nano chips do need tungsten. So that's another mine. So I think we are going to need 2 mines in the area, and I just hope that we can make this work. We have 1 mine here. We don't have any mine on that side, which is really strange to me, but what can you do about it? And we have 1 here. So the other one is draining already. We can of course continue with that one right away, so they can both work at the same time. Another Uzoyev. It's this one here. I don't have that much money, unfortunately. And drainage completed. Let's
Well
finish
done,
this one.
Moses.
There we have it in all its glory,
Howard
a
is
new
not gonna
buildable
like these
area.
comps. But what's he going to do besides waggle his finger? Colonizing the Tundra was his idea, after all. The other custodians are keen to redirect settlers over to my jurisdiction. On my
Attract the
watch,
field researchers,
I'm only authorizing specialists.
which is
We'll
our
need a
next
team of
target.
experts to combat the virus.
First of all, we have those two mines here, so the tungsten and the cobalt.
to
I
have that
could
problem
probably
off
get
my
the
mind.
cobalt though to the Tundra myself. It would not be that expensive, but I think since we have two mining sites now anyway, I think it's a safer bet to just do it here. Let's start with the tungsten. Hopefully it doesn't cost me too much. 1,200 on the maintenance. It's fine, alright. It's fine, it's fine. What we still need is though the logistics center just over there. So that's +5. 30 people is fine. 50 energy is fine. Yeah, the maintenance cost is a bit high, but other than that. By the way, we are paying a total of 500,000 maintenance cost right now. That is an amazing number. It's a baffling number, and it collapses rather quickly, as we've seen with Viridian Coves. So I should always have a bit of a buffer there. 2 million is not enough anymore,
No more
since we're
danger
playing
of
with those
sinking.
numbers. The next pump is finished. Let's get rid of
Well
it
done, Moses.
and get our mining side working here with the cobalt. So let's just have one module here, so we have a +10 for each of them. That should be fine. And then we have the smart drone, the drone hive factory. And yes, let's actually have this one down here. There we have it. It does oh, the nanochips. Totally forgot about that. We have a second factory here. It's a rather small one. Should really be fine to have those two here. Tungsten and cobalt. Tungsten we have 5 still. That's actually the end of it. So we produce 8 now. And we already have 1 drone hive. Let's just get us another module up and running. Production surplus of 6. I might actually just go with another one. Seems good enough. Also 1 more cobalt. It's the last one actually that we can afford. And that's it. A +12. So I think those guys here only want the community center now. And then we can already upgrade those guys to tier 2. Let's have the community center. We can squeeze it in just fine in this area. But I guess they will need another one. Yes.
Transfer route inefficient.
Over here. So that we have
Cause
2 now.
Missing goods.
That's looking good. Those guys want to upgrade. Ecologists no more. Let's have a look. It only cost me some biopolymers, so we can basically upgrade the whole inner circle.
The staff seem fine so far.
And there we have them.
The symptoms of only
Field
been observed in
researchers,
animals.
they have changed
Keeping
their
an eye on
gender
them. It's nothing
from
I've ever
female
seen.
to male. And they're
The
now
team was able to
researching my
extract the
fields.
first
They do need
samples
quite
from
a
the
lot of
vault.
stuff there once again.
So
And we do
far,
get
no luck
the
in
next
finding the
mission
virus,
out of it.
or proving
Second
my
opinion, the
theory.
team has extracted
I
the
need
first samples,
fresh
but
pair
no
of eyes
trace of the
running
virus
tests on
so
this.
far. We need to dig deeper. Do I get something else? The Parkers we have. Constructor bots I could craft now myself.
Unfulfilled demand.
An ornamental
for specific
spaceport I
consumer
could
products.
add as well. We already have one. No idea why we would need a second one. Let's continue with the Eden Initiative recovery. So the team has extracted the
Attention.
first samples, but no trace of the virus. So far, I want to run more tests, but we're understaffed. Plus, we need the all-weather Parkers to,
Competitors
well,
are
first of all,
bidding
get
on your
more
company
field
shares.
researchers and also to give them some
Counteraction.
warmth at least. That's my share. Let's stop it. So we have the influence for that. Thank you very much. I'm certainly not selling one of my shares. Let's have a look at the all-weather Parkers. Interesting one. We do need the flags. So that is something we already have, right? That is something we already have in Wildwater Bay, but we certainly don't have enough space to build more of them just to support those field Parkers here. So I'm just going to add my whole production here. And by the way, yes, we could have our flax plantations now here and, well, then just export them to Wildwater Bay. We need the wool. For that we need the musk ox wrench, which consumes moss and water. Crazy, it consumes water. Another thing that consumes our precious water. Let's have us another desalination plant here. So that's a bit more water, 13. And here we can still add those modules to it. And moss. Now moss is the fields that we have here, the moss plantation. And I think it's safe to say that we can have, yep, 2 more fields in this area. Here we have then our vitamin extractor. That is vitamin extractors from moss. Think about that. Very good. It's working still. So moss 12 we have that. We only need the musk ox wrench now. That is a hilarious name though. And space-wise, as always, space is the major culprit whenever we talk about stuff in Anno 2205. I think we will need to go all the way up here. And let's have them. They like solitude. Those, well, what do we have here anyway? Sheeps? I guess we're going to have some sheepies then in the area. Or a yak. Is that right? So I guess we will have something like that. The musk ox range. It's an ox. Okay, my bad. Of course it's an ox. Let's just check it. Do we have everything here? Moss we still have enough. Water we still have enough. And we have wool plus 6. We have moss plus 6. And now I think it's just time for, yep, all weather parkas. All weather parkas.
These people are shoot first.
And we can definitely have that one then here. And the next event is already happening with the acid plains. It's actually happening, yeah, in the Vanilla Plains. And we need to achieve victory in the Kanikak conflict zone. Yeah, no idea about that. We have now the parkas working for us, so the surplus is there. Energy is missing a bit. Might need to add another one of those solar arrays. Those guys have it, perfect. And thus they are growing, and this brings us closer to 1,500. And then we continue here. Stay tuned.
One last push and we're done.
Boy, it's dirty.